Kevin and Jenna, starring at 9.9. Today we were joined by Teddy Swims, who we just saw recently, Jenna.
I
We
know.
were at Soundside, the music festival that you did a couple weeks ago here.
Oh man, what a blast.
Dude, it was so fun. I'm sure from the stage it was fun as well, but we were in the crowd just having the best time. What was your thoughts on that whole experience, the festival and everything?
I mean, it's a blast, a blast. That's also like I love festivals, especially because you always get like I don't know, just the whole culture rather than, just a city, right? And I get to watch people and see other people. And we were just at Austin City. Actually, I think I got my Austin City Limits shirt on, and we're going back
Nice.
there tomorrow.
I love it.
We're going back there tomorrow too. I love being at festivals, man. Just like the the crowd you get to have, the people you get to see, the people you get to meet, the other acts. Like there's never
Yeah.
at a concert when you get done playing, you get to go watch somebody else. It's like it's the best. It's the best. It's the best. I love that
It's
was
it's funny you said the shirt because I saw you throw on the Soundside shirt too when you were
yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah. I always got to get some of the merch. And that's always what I need to wear for being a part of a festival. I'm just always wearing a shirt.
I love it.
Love that. And it was like a great big party. I do appreciate that you performed Bed on Fire at the show because I've been a fan of your music since like Tough Love. And even before that, like you did these amazing covers, Michael Jackson, Shania Twain. How do you feel now when you see people covering your songs on social media, on YouTube? What feelings do you experience?
I mean, it's the most honoring thing. I always I always had this one joke that I was so scared when I started writing my own songs because I covered some of the best songs in the world, that have ever existed. And so I was always so terrified that after covering some of the best songs in the world, that my songs would never measure up to that. And I just thought somebody was going to tell me shut up and sing Shania Twain, Fat Boy. And I have to show you this sweater I found. That one fan made me a shut up and sing Shania Twain, Fat Boy shirt.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and I thought it was so sweet. But when people were covering my song, it's like I think there's something so beautiful about music that like when you write something for a specific thing and you like want something to be about something so specific to you, um, people when they sing it, there's their own there's their own feelings attached to it, their own relationships attached to it, or maybe it's like this 1 2 weeks of a summertime that somebody like heard the song and listened to it over and over again, and it'll always bring you right back to that spot. Like whether it's about this girlfriend or this 1 week of your life or this one TikTok dance that an 11-year-old girl's doing with another 11-year-old girl. That song will always forever exist, and her own reality and feelings are attached to that, or her own relationships are attached to that. And so when I hear people covering my song, it's always like you it's just a different take on something and their own pieces of their life attached to it versus like what I thought was that one little heartbreak I was going through. You know,
Wow.
it's
Something
it's
bigger.
a beautiful thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the connection. It's incredible. The other thing that when I was watching you on your set at Soundside was your band is just they're amazing. They're so great. And you were saying on stage you've known those guys forever, right?
Yes.
Some of your close friends.
So my best buddy Jesse, he's my guitarist on stage. I've known him since I was in sixth grade, and my bassist I've known since I was in fifth grade. So like the rest of them I've known for about 15. My drummer I've known for 5 years now, I think, but so he's a little bit newer to addition, but
Yeah.
everybody else I've known for at least 15, 20 years, and some of them my entire life, like better half of my life.
Yeah, you can just tell, especially live. You can just tell the chemistry, between
Yeah.
a band and people who have been together for a long time. So yeah, it
Oh,
was
they
just
they
great.
kick ass, dude. They literally all church kids too. So like, if I switched their instruments tomorrow, it was like you go play the piano and you go play the guitar, you wouldn't hear a difference in the set. They're all badass. Like they're just that good.
Wow.
I kind of grew up in that same type of culture, so I totally get it. Like just how you jump on something and you just bring it all together, and you're like a family too, which is important.
Yeah,
And you like speaking about growing up and the environment you grew up in. I read you were a musical theater kid in high school. Now, okay, would you get on Broadway at any point now that your career has
oh
taken
yeah.
a different way?
Um, of course I would. I would do anything to. I think the way I look now, though, I've like kind of narrowed myself into only certain roles, like kitchen worker or like drug dealer or something. You know what I mean? Like I can't just be like the sweetheart of any musical or film. So I would love to get back to acting. Um, my best buddy Jesse, who plays guitar, I was just talking about. I've known
Yeah.
him forever. our senior year, we got to do Rent together, and I played Roger, and then he played Mark and Rent, and I knew that musical like the back of my hand. I could play every character in that musical. I would love to I would love to be a part of Rent eventually. Like maybe they ever want back to
That's
Broadway,
awesome.
like cast me for Roger. I'm like, I'm in there. I knew that thing like the back of my hand.
I feel like Rent's like the gateway musical for a lot of theater kids. That's like the
Yeah,
one.
oh, yeah, the best.
I would love to see that someday. All these videos that have been popping up of like the spontaneous moments where you're seeing a street performer or you went to that bar in Ireland, these little things. It seems like you love that type of thing so much. Do you have a favorite one of those moments that has happened in like the recent years?
Yeah, Noxia, this girl she's a busker in Australia, and I walked
Hmm.
up on her while she was singing Lose Control, and we ended up like the next day, I think, going to like Melbourne or something. But I
Yeah.
invited her to the show, and she came and sang Still the One by Shania with me one
Yeah.
night. She's just an incredible person. We still contact every once in a while, check in on her, because last time I talked to her, she was like, I'm talking to labels and stuff, but I gotta find like management because she doesn't have anybody representing her. She's like, I'm talking to labels now, and it's like, it's just that video that we sang together just changed both of our lives in so many ways. But uh,
Yeah.
I I can't give you an update on whether she got signed or if she made a deal or whatever. But it was cool that there was so much happening in her life around that video, and she ended up like doing all the morning shows in Australia too, and like they
Oh,
ran up
nice.
her, and she was like, "Holy crap! I'm being interviewed by like people like this is nuts." So
Yeah.
we had a
It's
big old moment together.
it's another one of those things you're talking about music earlier with the connection to people. It's another way that music just connected you two, and then it could potentially change her life at the same
Yeah,
time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing the things that we see happening, the connections that are happening because of like technology and the ways our lives are improving. So I also read that you are self-taught from YouTube. A lot of your techniques, and I want you to kind of tell me a little bit more about that. So I learned cake decorating through YouTube, and I am not the best cake decorator in the world. So, how did those techniques, like, can you recall any of the techniques that you learned on YouTube and maybe inspire someone to do a deeper dive?
yeah. I mean, I just always learning how people move their jaw, moving their voices. I was like in the first YouTube generation where I could look up like live videos of like Marvin Gaye or like I could go watch Freddie Mercury at Live Aid like over and over and over and over again. You know what I mean? I could go watch
Yeah.
that. Like I could go watch Michael Jackson. One of the first things, it's not about learning about singing, but I remember like there's the thing that I used to watch every day when I was younger and I was trying to do this. There's one video of Michael Jackson getting his seventh Grammy for Thriller, but he went on to get eight that night, which is a record. But I remember him walking up to the stage and saying like, "So I promised that um, if I get another Grammy tonight, which is seven, which is a record, that I'd take my sunglasses off. But I don't want to take them off, but I'm doing it for Miss Hepburn, who's a dear friend of mine, and the ladies in the back." And he just does this, and everybody screams, he pulls back down, and then he walks off. And I used to watch that every day. I was like, one day I want that so bad. I want to be like,
Yeah, yeah.
and so I still
That's
watch
so
that all
cool.
the time. Yeah. So I, it's great to have YouTube and technology to teach you things, or like when you need that little hit of like dopamine, just like watch that Michael Jackson video.
Yeah.
You're gonna get there, buddy. Like, and so more than learning so much, I definitely just had moments of inspiration on there too, like that I always go
Yeah.
back to. And YouTube has been just a life-changing thing for me. It's been wonderful.
Yeah, that's incredible. One of the other things, real quick before we wrap up, obviously you love tattoos, and did I see you have tattoos on your eyelids?
Yeah, it sure did.
So, so I don't have any tattoos. I have a lot of friends who are into tattoo culture, but how do they do that? That's what I was wondering. How do they? Because does the needle, like, how do they do it on the eyelid?
Yeah, the needle has to be so tiny, like because
Oh,
it
okay.
can't go through there because obviously you could,
Yeah,
lose
that's what I was
your eyesight.
thinking.
So it's gotta be very, very tiny. Like and luckily, so like when I was getting it done, my best friend Derek did it for me, and I was like, if you're gonna have somebody tattoo your eyelids, it was his first time doing an eyelid, but I was like, do you just go with somebody you trust that has never done eyelids, or do you go with somebody who always does eyelids that you don't know that you don't trust? And I
An
was like,
eyelid expert. Yeah.
yeah, I'd rather just. I was like, I just like we're gonna do this together. And if I lose my sight, then like I guess that's what it's. But it was very soft. It was very the weirdest thing about it though is when your eyes are closed, you feel your eyeball like kind of bouncing like the eye. So
Oh,
it like it gets irritated. You're kind of crying while it's
yeah,
happening.
yeah.
You could just feel your eyeball just like bouncing. It was so
That's
weird.
crazy.
It was a weird sensation, but one of my favorite records of all time, top 5 records for all time for me is the Carter 3. Like Lil Wayne is like
Oh
mine with
yeah.
it. He had his eyelid tattoo, and so like I was always like, I want to get my eyelid tattooed and be like Lil Wayne. So, and then we do Tough Love and making the album Tough Love, or the EP Tough Love rather. So, but yeah, it's weird. It's a weird sensation for sure.
Wow, that's amazing.
Now I know. Thank you for answering that.
Yeah,
But was there pain? Because Kevin,
Right,
yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, it was weird. It was,
got it.
but it wasn't that bad because again, it was such a thin needle. It wasn't that bad. My
Yeah.
like, I've had a whole lot of worse tattoos than my eyelids.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right, thank you so much. We're playing the new song, Bad Dreams, and we love all the songs of yours that we're playing. Obviously, we're fans from the festival and everything. And so 2025, you just announced tour dates, the new album. What are you most excited about for next year?
I'm excited, super excited about the album. Like, I hope people will really connect to it, and because our September 15th was like when my last album came out, and what's just a year of time from that album being out, what it's done for my life, and how many people I've met, how many beautiful places I've been. Um, I hope I hope this album it does the same and doesn't suck.
Yes, I've tried everything but therapy part 2. We're excited. Can't wait.
Thank you. Teddy Swims, Star 89.9 with Kevin and Jenna. Thanks so much, Teddy. Best of luck on
Thanks.
everything going forward, man.
Yes, sir.